you've sent in a bunch of new videos for debunking this week, so let's jump right in with this one from Linus. He says, "Hey Anne, that's surely fake, right?" And the video says, "Pomegranate seeds can make popcorn." In the pan, that does kind of look like pomegranate seeds or pomegranate arils, but it's not. You see, corn can grow in a variety of different colours. This is red popping corn. It's not GMO, it has not been dyed or coloured, it's just a different variety of corn. And when it pops, it's very white in colour and a little bit smaller in size than normal popcorn. If I put them side by side, you'll be able to see that for yourself. And as well as red, there's all different types of popcorn. This one is called Baby White, and it makes slightly smaller popcorns again. And then this blue one, which pops into a similar size and colour as the red one. And then there's this one, which is called mushroom popcorn. It looks like normal popcorn, and if you put it in the air popper, it looks fairly normal, but it forms this ball shape if you pop it at a higher temperature, like in a saucepan. And this type is often what's used for caramel popcorn because it doesn't have bits sticking out that will break off when you're stirring in the caramel. As far as taste goes, this one tastes like normal popcorn, of course. This one I really like. It's got a kind of a cleaner flavour. This one is fine, but when it's done in the air popper, it tastes slightly burnt. It's much better when it's done at a higher temperature in the pan. This one tastes slightly sweeter, but then it has a different aftertaste, almost a grassy aftertaste. I don't love it. This one, obviously, when it's done like this, you can taste the oil that it's cooked in. And when it's air popped, it tastes very similar to your standard popcorn. Next, Catherine sent me a 5-minute crafts recipe to try, so let's give it a go. They take soy milk, then add powdered milk, mix that together with a whisk, so we've got a sort of condensed milk going on here. Pour that into a mould. I don't have a heart mould, so round will have to do, and then put that in the freezer. Drop them into batter, and then deep fry them. When you heat up frozen milk, it will of course turn back into liquid milk. It doesn't become thick like in their video. But to make doubly sure, let's add it in with a whole spoonful of batter to make sure it's as enclosed as we can get it. It is splattering oil everywhere because of the liquid, and you can see the melted milk escaping. It's just making a mess in the oil, and you end up with batter that is completely empty. There's nothing inside it.
It's not good. Not at all. There's no redeeming qualities here.
Many countries do have a dish that's called fried milk, but it's not made like that. Spain has a version that's called leche frita, and in Italy they call it latte frito, and in China it's jiaxiannai. Hopefully I pronounced all those correctly. And they're all made in a very similar way. You take some milk and you add some cornstarch and you stir it over heat until it is really, really thick. And then you put that in a container and you refrigerate it until it's this set sort of jelly, thick jelly-like consistency. Then they slice it up into pieces and either batter it or crumb it and then fry it. But that's not what 5-Minute Crafts did. They just froze milk. I'm not quite sure what they were going for there. Let's see what else they have in that video. They've got a French coffee press plus watermelon, then press it down to get watermelon juice. Sounds simple enough. Let's try it. This is actually really hard to push down, harder than I was imagining. If I swap to 2 hands and push it with all the force that I can, so hard that it's moving the bench top, it's still not working. It doesn't matter what I do, this is not going to compress like this. So let's tip out the juice that we have. So why did it work in their video? Well, if we take another look at their footage, it has a convenient cut right here. At this point, the plunger and the liquid are at the exact same level, halfway between the handle and the black base. In the very next shot, the plunger has stayed in that same spot, but the liquid is now all the way up to here. It's like they just had this idea of let's make watermelon juice in a coffee press, and when it didn't work, they just added watermelon juice and faked it instead of either not using the footage or just saying it didn't work. Even if I chop up the watermelon with a knife as small as I can and then press it down, I still can't get that much juice out of it using a French press. It's totally fake. Okay, what's next in this video? More watermelon. They must have had some left over. They're cutting out shapes and dipping it in flour, then batter, and deep frying it. At least with this one, I think that what they've shown is actually what you'll get. They haven't faked any of the video footage there. I'm just not sure what that's going to taste like. I mean, you have apple fritters, pineapple fritters, even banana fritters, but all of those fruits all taste good cooked. I'm not sure if watermelon does, but let's try it and see.
Makes the watermelon taste like those soggy bits of watermelon you get when it's not very nice, and it tastes like it's wrapped in bread. So if you're into soggy watermelon wraps, then try this one.
So at least that one worked. It just didn't taste any good. Let's give this 5-minute crafts video a chance by just checking one more. Sausages. There's a typo there, but more importantly, this one is a food safety concern. Let me make it for you and I'll put a thermometer in it so that we can see what it's like. The danger zone for meat is between 6 and 60 degrees. That's the temperature that lots of bacteria love and they multiply very rapidly. You either want to keep it cold, below 6, or hot, above 60. And for things like frankfurts, you actually want to heat them to above 75 before you eat them. Now, after 20 minutes in the sun, we've attracted a magpie, so I'll have to stand guard. And the frankfurt is only 20C or 68F, so right in that danger zone. But let's leave it for a bit longer. By 40 minutes, we're at 24C or 75F. And then it's starting to level out, it's not getting much hotter. So after an hour, we're at 27C or 80F, which is nice and warm and ideal for some food poisoning bacteria to multiply. But to be fair, it's not really that hot here today. So what if you were to try this method somewhere where it was really hot, like over 40 degrees, say in a desert?
Today we're in the desert making a solar cooker from a Pringles tube.
I don't think this is going to work.
1 hour, 50 minutes.
1 hour.
For one sausage.
Remember the danger zone I told you about between 6 and 60? You want to take it through that zone as quickly as possible. So out of the fridge and heat it up as quickly as possible to the over 60 degrees. This took more than 2 hours, even on a really, really hot day. So do not try this method. The other issue is apparently the foil lining in the Pringles tin also has plastic mixed with that foil, so you're going to be getting chemicals from the plastic once you're heating that up in the sun, so not recommended. Next, so many people sent me this churros video.
Wow.
Wow. I have never heard of exploding churros before. In their update video, he said this.
I won't be able to taste anything for at least a year, but my lips are burned, but I'm not dead. I'm alive. It was a total accident.
So that sounds like pretty nasty burns all through his mouth. Now, there have been quite a lot of websites and videos saying the reason why this happened, and they are saying this.
Churros need ridges, that's why you pipe them with a star tip. Without ridges, the outside cooks too fast, trapping steam inside. So when her dad bit it, boom, mini pastry explosion.
And if you ask Google, its AI overview will churn out the exact same reason. But I'm not convinced that that's true. So let's do a test and make some churros. If we pipe some batter in, I've got no tip at all, so it makes it round, and then let them fry. They're puffing right up. Then I'm going to roll them in some cinnamon and sugar. They're definitely not as pretty when they're round. I prefer them with the star-shaped tip. And then here we go. Nothing. Nothing. Which makes sense because otherwise donuts would be exploding too. If we have a look back at the original video, you can see this isn't just trapped steam escaping. When he bites into it, there's an instant explosion of enough steam to puff out his cheeks. That much steam is not going to fit inside the churro. And then, as it drops down, you can see the batter inside doesn't look cooked. Now, I'm not exactly sure what has caused this, but it looks so similar to the explosions you see with eggs when they're cooked in the microwave. Normally when you heat up water, once it gets to boiling point, it will start to bubble and turn into steam. But it is possible to superheat water. This water is actually just above boiling point, but as you can see, it's not bubbling at all. It's really unstable at this temperature, and if I just add a little bit of coffee, instantly lots of steam is released all at once, sending the boiling water splashing everywhere. But as I said before, I've never seen this with churros. I'm wondering if you could create this situation by cooking the churros in oil that's way too hot, so it goes brown and crispy on the outside, while it's still undercooked on the inside, and then maybe microwave it to reheat it, and you get superheated water on the inside, which then when you bite into it, you're getting that explosion of steam all at once. I'm not sure how it happened. I think it's a bit of a freak accident that's not likely to happen again. Let's hope so, because I really like churros. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, or even consider becoming a patron like these awesomely wonderful people are. Make it a great week by being kind to others, and I'll see you on Friday.